Welcome to Grenade Mentality Works. Okay, if you've seen the other two videos on the Countyline 4-foot tiller setup, this is matching up the drive shaft. So it comes long enough to go with just about any tractor. But as you see, I got this terrible problem where it's just a little bit too long. It won't slide together and work properly. The distance between my PTO and the shaft on the tiller is spanned by this drive link. There's a friction disc up here, a slip clutch, that keeps it from breaking and all, but I have to cut this back on each end equally so it will clear and be able to just go in. So how I'm going to do this, I got to cut it off X amount. I think it's about an inch and a quarter, so I'm going to allow for an inch and a half. I have a piece of conduit. I just stuck it inside to hold this up nice and secure. I put a C-clamp on each side. Put another one just to hold it nice and firm. I have some tape, just electrical tape, red in flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off about 1 3/4 inches off each end. And that should cover it very well. Now, to keep it from sticking down and not being able to peel it off easy, I fold it over the end of the tape. So that gives me a nice little mark. I'll take a hacksaw and I'm going to sacrifice this tubing that's here. The tubing here, in order to cut this and have it hold somewhat steady. So here it goes. We're going to cut this. This is not as easy as it looks. Alright, that's one end. You can see it was a bit of a pain in the keister, but it worked. By the way, yes, I know that guard is all beat up. It was beat up before I got it. This is a time whenever I can mar up some nice new paint. That's always a wonderful time. Let's get this in. Squeeze that nice and tight. Now, you can see this is a good distance to be able to cut that all off. I'm not really going by tape measure, pretty much going by sight. I think that'll be good enough. And give me a piece of tubing. Boy, I could use a much bigger tubing there. But I'm hoping that'll suffice. This is not going to be easy. I'll just use that to help steady it. I have to hold it with my hand. That is not going to be easy. Okay. Well, wonder if I have something else. We're just gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it. Gonna try it. If I have to study it, I'll get something else. Live and learn, huh? Turning this drive shaft makes it a whole lot. Okay, looks like that's got it. Let's see how well I did. Well, you see I have enough clearance here. I got at least a finger's width on each end. So that'll get it. Now I don't want to put it all together with all these filings on it. So I'll get a rag, wipe all that off. Take off that tape. It does not stay on it. And that's where that tab folded over makes it a whole lot easier to remove that. Alright. That takes the garbage off. All the little filings. Burr, fold that off. And now let's see, synthetic grease, Mobile one, just a brand, and I like this red grease. It seems to hold up well with just about anything I do. Really likes to hold up well with, tell you what, you know, you should try and limit exposures to petroleum products. Do as I say, not as I do, you know, kind of thing. But I'm going to give this a liberal coating of this red grease. Liberal. It's the only time I'm liberal, I guess. I don't know. I just tell my sister I'm liberal. I have to add with the grease. Okay. It's greased up. Now, this side is bolted up solid. It's got a heavy bolt in it. And I want to make sure camera's recording. Yes, we're still recording. This is kind of like a one-shot deal. So I just wanted to make sure everything was being recorded properly. This side to the tractor, it releases. There's a pin that slides and creates an opening where it'll put a little, it catches on this notch. And let's see if it'll fit. I know I don't have the guards on, but I'm going to tell you something about the guards. You have to, come on. Let's see if this is only one way. Maybe. Well, if I raised it up, it actually creates a greater distance, and I'd be able to plug this back on. I can show you that in a little bit. With the guards, now I'm not so sure I got enough distance. Oh, wait a minute. That's all the way in. Yeah, I'm going to have a gap on each end, so that'll work. And with the guards, the PTO guards, you'll see that there is one tab with a knot, little peg on it. That little peg correlates with this particular hole. Short hole, both of them have a flat side. Flat side here, but it's a long hole. That long hole has to go where this tab is. So whenever you cut this off, you can cut it off a little bit more, a little bit less, doesn't really matter. But well, a little bit more would be a little bit further up would be a little bit better on this, because this plastic, you don't want it smashing together at all. It could cause a little bit of interference. Now this chain that's on here is going to have to hook up on top somewhere to keep this from spinning around constantly. I don't see where that would actually hurt if it happens, but this has bearings on it in order to make it spin extremely well. And you can see these things are easily replaceable. So in case you get one that it does not stay in place properly, you can just order a couple of these clips. They aren't that expensive, and they'll keep your safety system from failing. And this little sticker that's on here shows people wound up. It shows someone wound up on this, and believe me, there's enough power to do it. So you have to be extremely careful, especially when this thing's running. If you're going to get off the tractor for any reason, you shut down that PTO and ground the tines so they can't spin, and make sure your PTO is disengaged completely, and that will keep you from being injured by a spinning drive shaft. Okay, I'm going to come back after I've cut this about 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on the other side. All it's going to do is cut away part of that paper. So I'll cut up near the danger mark, and this one will go on top, and it'll be on this side. This one will be inside this, and on this one. That's how it should end up. And I'll bring you back as soon as I get this the plastic cut and start the tractor, raise it up and get it engaged and in place. Show you what the end product is. Ready, abracadabra, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here it is. All assembled and ready to go. So this is the final, I believe, assembly and review of the Countyline SC 48-inch rototiller, sold by Tractor Supply. Might find it other places. I don't know if that's their brand or not. But looking across the net, it was best bang for my buck. This one's actually cheaper than the other one that looks cheaply made. This is assembled in India, I find. At least that's as far as I can tell. There's a few stickers on it that says assembled in or made in India. But it's all right. It's a pretty good little tiller. Now, you see, I got this this drive link in. It is a spring. That is in neutral, but it is a strong PTO. There's a spring clip here that locks into your PTO shaft. This end has a slip clutch on it. It is bolted into there, so it will stay there permanently. I did have to shorten it. You can see the total was about 2.5 inches, or 2.25 inches, right about there. You have to shorten it on each end equally, and you have to remove the guards. You can see them chained up here, and now these just swing and pivot, spin over top of the drive shaft, and that's so if you would fall and touch it while it's running, it's not going to wind you up. You do want to attach the chains and keep them attached. This one wound up, I guess, like this. If it gets up into the universal, this is strong enough, it's just going to snap the heck out of that chain, and it's going to rip apart this plastic housing, safety guard. So I'm going to have to figure out something a little bit better. You do have to have a little bit of slack in it because it's going to be going up and down. This end not so much. It's pretty much maximum deflection right there. Perhaps I can put a loop or something in here. I just need to shorten it a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that'll work. That'll work. When in doubt, experiment. You may fail a couple of times, but invention is 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. Anyhow, you can see how the dirt is very finely pulverized, and this is still wet enough where you can turn it into a nice little clod. So I'm going to have to go over this again, but it's real hard to till wet ground, and this did an extremely nice job. That's what surprised me so much about it, is it did such a beautiful job. With the numerous tangs on it, 36 I believe, tines. Each one of the tines can bolt up separately with 2 bolts. So you can replace one if you break one, and you're still good to go. You don't have to buy a gang of them or a set assembly. That'll save some dollars right there. It looks like it's going to last for years. So there's numerous little items about it that I really like. Dipsticks instead of on the gear house. Instead of just peek inside or trying to stick a stick in to see what your level is, you can just read the dipstick. That's real nice. Anyhow, this will be it. I do have it deflected about as far as it's going to deflect. I wanted to let you guys see it spin, so I'm going to jump up on here and fire it up, spin it a little bit, and you can see exactly how good she does spin. Alright, here we go. Well, I'll say that's it. Thanks for visiting Grenade Mentality Works. I hope you enjoyed the little bit films here. And gonna see what the old man's into next. It's gonna be fun. I get to start finishing some of my projects that I had to pause for the winter. Alright, tally-o. Enjoy and behave all you got to. Well, just a note from the tractor sheet, you might say. There was a couple little things that I should have clarified a little bit better in this film. And that is that I had to cut the drive shaft twice. I had to take I took another 1/4 inch off of it. It came out to about 2 3/4 inches. And it works a whole lot better. Also, whenever I raised it up, I was told that there was too much noise coming from the back end, and it's true. I had it deflected too far. You can raise the I don't know, this is a class 1 hitch. I had the tiller tipped back too far, and I raised it up a little bit too far beyond what it should have been, and it was causing the universals to clatter, and that means that you're stressing them way beyond what you should. So you're going to have to set a stop on your riser, and that'll make sure that you don't pick it up too far where you're going to start deflecting and making that heavy stress on your universals. They'll last so much longer. Other than that, I was asked about the new tires on the tractor. They're now I'm not giving you a commercial. They're just D-Stone Ag something or other. Duramax, that's it. But they're an AG tire. I got them because they got a little bit more smooth, a little smoother ride on hard surfaces, where this thing usually will be going on shows and such, and that'll keep me from just too rough of a ride. I like to keep things real nice and smooth for that old engine, because that's what this thing was originally purchased for, was an anchor for that big engine. It's too much for the smaller garden tractors. Anyhow, it worked good at one show, but I knew I needed some new tires because they were so badly weather checked. And these seem like they do pretty good. They do dig like a bugger. You get into any soft ground, these things dig right in. And so I'll give them that much. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the review on that Countyline tiller. It seems to be an extremely good tool, especially for an old part, and I spell that P-H-A-R-T so no one can be offended. But it seems like it's going to be a good tool and let me turn up a couple of gardens for the family. And I'm not going to be doing it for a business or anything, but I think it could hold up for a small business like that. It seems as though it's a very, very strong unit. I don't think this tractor will tear it apart. I seriously don't. I think it would tear apart the tractor first. Best of luck to you. I hope you all have a great summer. And remember, it's beautiful weather outside. Go out, have some kind of an adventure. Just a walk in the woods, a walk in a park. Go downtown and do a little bit of shopping. Try new stores. Do whatever you need to do. Do a little prepping too. It's best to have enough in your house to go at least a couple weeks. That's just in case any storms or such should knock out the power for a little bit. We've all kind of learned that lately. And best of luck to you. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Tally ho.